Hello team, welcome to Next Level JJ, and tonight it is Assetto Corsa EVO time. But hey, first things first, happy new year. 2026 is here, and I hope you had a fantastic New Year's Eve. I did. If you watched my stream last night, you saw a banger, and if you didn't, I just uploaded my highlights reel. Go check it out on my YouTube channel. Also, I see a certain Sebastian just popped into the chat. What up, Sebastian? Sebastian is the tree. So if you see the title of the highlights and it says how did the tree do, we're talking about Sebastian, the man, the myth, the legend. But look, before we get into stuff, as per usual, massive shout out to Stream Beats by Harris Heller. They are the shizzle, manizzle. They were rocking our stream last night. Tonight we're rocking their Legend track album, and it is good. Happy New Year to you too, Sebastian. Now, if you want to find out what's happening, best thing to do is just head over to my website, nextleveljj.com. My socials are there. My schedule is there. I haven't updated yet. I will do that tomorrow. I was doing a lot of editing. I'm quite proud of the editing I did for the highlights for last night's Rocket Leagues. Go check it out. I think it was creative, but it's sort of, you learn how to edit, so there's still many things I can improve on. But drop in a comment, tell me what you thought of that. I'd love to hear from it. But when you join the stream, of course, just like Sebastian did, hit us up in the chat. As you can see, which side is it on? We've got a chat up here now, so pretty cool. Still working out some things, but hey, it's there. It's a great way to communicate. So yeah, really enjoying it. Now, one thing I always want to, just clarify about our channel, nextleveljj.com. For me, it's a community. I want people to join in. As Sebastian, who's in the chat, will attest to, is we played together last night. I want that. I really want to build a community, have groups of people, set up big gaming nights. The future, the sky is not even the limit. I want to have this grow big. I'm in final preparation of some cool shirts, so there's merch on the way. I'm going to have a little secret competition for you to win one of the OGs, the numbered versions, so look out for that in the coming days and weeks. But yeah, Next Level JJ, I'm not next level. We as a team take things to the next level. That means I need your help. That can be through something as simple as just, if you're on Twitch following me, if you're on YouTube subscribing, just hitting that like button. It's going to help me gain momentum. Good example, the green screen that I'm running, it's pretty low quality. And that's because the equipment I've got is pretty low quality. Now, I know there are people that have worse, and I'm not saying that I'm, sitting here with just garbage, but when you want to take things to the next level, there's always going to be a next thing, and number one is the camera. This thing under low light is horrendous. If you want to see the setup that I'm running, just run up to the beginning of the stream. I've got a little bit of a blurred out intro of me talking to my laptop and stuff like that, so you can always see it there. Now, what are we doing tonight? So, if you've been watching some of my streams, you'll know I am a massive fan of racing games, and also a big fan of, the Nürburgring. And I guess I'm going to also be a big BMW fan in certain people's eyes. I love all cars, but I don't know why. There's something about me that just gravitates to BMW. Maybe it's the colors, but Sebastian asks, what game are you playing? Dude, it's all over the description, but I guess actually I am a bit Actually, you're right, and I apologize for that, Sebastian. My titles are very creative. I try to have a bit of fun with it. Like my DCS stream was Hooked on a Relationship. So I don't know if it's like me trying to bait people into coming and checking out my stream, but it's simple. It's Assetto Corsa. There we go. Assetto Corsa EVO. So full on race sim. It's still in pre-release, so they're doing major testing. I can attest to that. It's average at this point in time, and especially its ability to run on computers that are not running top spec 5090 cards. Its bit of a pig to run at this point, so it's going to be pretty low graphics. I'll be impressed if I get 60 frames per sec. But yeah, Sebastian, Assetto Corsa EVO, and I'll be spending the entire time on the tourist side of the Nordschleife Nürburgring tonight. Now, yes, as the title shows, I will be in a BMW M4 GT3 EVO, but I won't be limited to that. In fact, the Ferrari F40 GT is like, it's the coolest damn thing, but it's impossible to drive. And you have a boost controller as well, which is insane. There's a Formula One car. There's many things. So we're just going to have fun. There's nothing serious tonight. We're just going to drive around, have some fun, test it out. You know, the question on the title is ACE in the Foxhole. ACE stands for Assetto Corsa EVO. And Foxhole is a section of the track that you come down at pretty high speeds, sometimes hitting almost 300 k's an hour, and then you basically bottom out and you head up, and it is mental. And so one of my favorite parts of the track, but we'll go through that. But I tell you what, you know what, Sebastian, your question was, what am I playing tonight? How about we hook up a trailer? Check this out.
This is not about your age. This is not about your car. It isn't about your experience. It isn't about performance or power. And it isn't about how you portray your love for driving. Because car passion is a state of mind. And it's driven by heart.
So there you go, Assetto Corsa EVO. Now, if you don't know, Assetto Corsa came out forever ago, and it's been one of the stalwarts of racing sims since it came out. It's never been perfect, but it's had a massive community behind it, building stuff. There's so many cool mods for it, and so it just kept going up. I know there are Formula One teams that uses Assetto Corsa as their sims, obviously massively modified and increased to a high spec laser scan tracks and but yeah, Assetto Corsa EVO is the shizzle and nizzle. Then there's Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is also, it's just a newer version, and then you've now got Assetto Corsa EVO, which is an early access. Okay, early access very simply means that it's in testing. They keep, like, every now and then they'll release some content and stuff, and so people that are playing it now are testers, and so you should not expect it to be perfect at all. You're buying into it at a lower price, and then when it comes out, you can also sort of feel a bit nice about the fact that you were part of it building it. So, you know, really looking forward to the final product. Especially for me, the biggest thing is just the optimization of running on different computers, because like I said, I'm able to run Formula One on a very high graphic setting, and that's a chunky monkey of a game, and then I run this and I've literally turned everything down and it's still chugging, and on the forums a lot of people are complaining about the same stuff, so it's not just me. Now, what are we doing tonight? We are racing, like I said, that M4 GT3 EVO. So I thought, why don't we just have a bit of a look at it, just to give you an idea of what we're talking about, I was actually massively impressed with how beautiful the actual website for the BMW is. Okay, let me just check here. Okay, perfect. And so here's my website. Massive thing to ask you, go and check out my socials. I've got a Patreon. It's a great way to support me. The buy-in is like $5 a month. It's nothing. And yeah, I'm gonna be posting some really cool content there, and there'll be secret competitions and stuff that start there that amplify your chance of winning. So go check it out. Also, best way to sort of keep up with what's going on is my Discord, so that's there. But yeah, everything's there. Go and check it out. The schedule, very important, because unlike most streamers, I try to put up a schedule of the games, because I'm not just playing one thing. You know, it's I guess at a detriment for maybe me as a streamer is to have this massive variety of games that I play instead of just locking on to Battlefield 6 and riding that wave. That's not how I like to do things. I challenge myself, and trust me, this whole rig that I've got here with green screen and everything, the moment this stream's done, it comes down, and then tomorrow a different one goes up, and then suddenly it's fighter jets, and I've got to set up everything. So I'm enjoying that. Hopefully you are too. But yeah, so my schedule's the best way to see what's going. Now, even if you're not into these games, I recommend joining it, because my angle on it is I don't just talk, I don't just play it, I talk about it. I give a bit of backstory to it as well, so you can learn a bit. And maybe you go, oh, I've heard about this game, but I've never really seen it happen. You know, for example, Sea of Thieves, a lot of people have heard about it, but they've never tried it. It is one of the best games of all time, and you can trust me, I've played a lot of games. So yeah, I'm streaming that tomorrow night. Already hard. But yeah, so then the schedule also goes back in time. You know, my Rocket League stream, my epic DCS stream, the Clear and Obscure. I co-stream the Game Awards. You can see Rust, Formula One, Hades 2. It goes and it goes. So go check that out. And like I said, I'll do an update tomorrow. Now, firstly, it's one of the most beautiful web pages I've ever seen, but I am biased. Look at this, the M4 GT3 race class Evo. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've got the fizz, man. Anyway, so super cool. Oof, imagine owning that. My goodness. And by the way, check how cool this website is, right? So you can't stop the evolution. Oh, has that the most beautiful background. But check this out. 590 horsepower, 590 horsepower, 590 shouting at you. And then it fades through to another stunning thing. Like, seriously, BMW, I take my hat off to you guys. There's even like things you can click on. We won't get too stuck in it. But I mean, things to know. It's a 3-liter. It is turbocharged. It's up to 590 horsepower. Of course, in GT3 spec, there is balance of power and things like that. You know, so they're not running at the full capabilities. In fact, I'm not too sure, but I think the actual M4, which one is it? The top spec M4, they've got over, I think, 600 horsepower, and you put a chip in it and it's 700 easy. 74 winners, including the, in my opinion, for the GT3 class, the ultimate goal is the Nürburgring 24 hours. You've got the Le Mans 24 hours, which is more coveted, I believe, but I think it's more, you know, top spec, you know, Le Mans hypercar spec is for me. That's kind of what that's about. All the other classes they're nice, but when it comes to the Nürburgring, it's for me much harder of a track, much more crazy, different environment. Mistakes immediately penalize you. Unlike Le Mans, you've got a pretty decent runoff area, and so for me, they've proved that top spec. But yeah, a lot of podiums, a lot of wins. So damn, man, M4 GT3 Evo is the nuts. Now, the other thing I was talking about was in the Foxhole. So here we go. So I found this article. It's oversteer48.com /Nürburgring-Foxhole-. And so, you know, you'll find this actually, I think, in my schedule. I put a link into it there, which it should open. There we go. And so, yeah, also, by the way, I do also put up the different times that I stream at. So if you're in a different part of the world, I'm going to be able to give you an idea. Now, one thing I've sort of been thinking about changing up in this channel is rotating my live schedule to more respectable hours for most of the planet. You know, I mean, look at this. It's like 7 o'clock in London. You know, I'm sure people are still suffering from a hangover and don't want to watch a live streamer. And so these are things that I need to update a little bit. But yeah, so the link is there. So if you want to find it, it's there. But basically, this person goes over in very beautiful detail the Foxhole. And interesting enough, what you're seeing here is actually in the other direction. They come from up there, and that dip is where you hit this massive compression of, like I said, up to 300 k's an hour. And then if things go wrong, it goes massively long. Look, it's probably not even a meter run off track on both sides. You make a mistake, you're doomed. You know, why is it called the Foxhole? When it first went into the Nürburgring, I asked a few people why the Foxhole, or the Foxhole, German of course, as correctly called, was given that name. No one really knew, but the general consensus is because you drop down the hill to a compression at the bottom of the Foxhole was so severe, it's basically a hole in the ground like a foxhole. That was almost self-explanatory. And it goes into a lot of detail, explains to you where in the track it is. Trust me, I will highlight to you, and then it'll show you stuff. We will be going through it many times. Look at this guy, 268 kilometers per hour in a GT2 RS. That's a road car, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously a very crazy road car. If I'm not incorrect, if you know who Toto Wolff is, Toto Wolff used to race, and I think he set a lap record. And on the lap back to the pits, his tire blew in the Foxhole, and he had this massive crash. If I remember correctly. Anyway, so that's enough about it. I think let's just get into Assetto Corsa EVO and do a bit of driving. Now, like I said, it's intermittently working. I found it was just crashing for no reason while I'm running stream software. So expect the unexpected, I think, is the tip for tonight. So let's just close this out. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, and just again, a massive shout out to Stream Beats by Harris Heller. You know, super cool tunes just rocking in the background just the way it should. All right, cool. Okay, let's go. You know what? There we go. It crashed, and because it crashed, it did something weird to the stream setup. That's all right. It's not our first rodeo, man. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, we still got Spotify. So, what are you guys seeing at the moment? So I'll just quickly drop the chat for a second so you can just see what it is about. There we go. Yeah, so chat's a cool invention, but it sometimes gets in the way of a good thing. So as you can see here, this is the EVO release 0.4. So in development, when something reaches a 1.0, that's the release that you send out as a finished product. So this is technically in like beta testing and stuff. And so there's a lot of cool things that are coming. A lot of cool things. The big thing that everybody's waiting for is you can kind of imagine like a Grand Theft Auto, or you know, what's another racing game that I can maybe use. Grand Theft Auto not being a racing game, but the whole area around the Nürburgring, they've been laser scanning and photographing that area, and they're going to make this massive open world that surrounds the Nürburgring. And yeah, that's like everybody's super excited about that, because you can imagine you can just hang out at a corner, and then a person comes by with a Porsche, and then maybe you can race them. And I'm super pumped for that. That's going to be epic. But what did they bring out in this latest release? Well, this latest release, it's not that latest, it's been around for I think a couple of months now, or a month or so. Gameplay, you know, improved stuff, physics on tires, physics on drivetrain. They also, and I think this is a key thing, a lot of people were complaining as they went, great, we'll invest, let's get this, and there was like 5 cars or something like that. So they brought a bunch of new cars, and I think they hit some absolute bangers. You know, the BMW obviously is the CSL is very high on the list, but a couple of Ferraris have really brought people to be keen to play it, and then a couple of classics as well. But then the Nordschleife, the Touristenfahrten, yes, I said Touristenfahrten, that's the, basically in real life, you can take your car, just no matter what it is, it could be a Kia Picanto, it could be anything, and then on certain days, because it's technically a toll road, you just, and you'll see, where we start is basically where people drive in, pay their money, most people have a card already, meep, and they can go and smash it around the Nürburgring, no speed limits, except for if there's yellow flags and stuff like that. Obviously, you're very mindful that you're driving, there are other bikes, and there's even vans and stuff on it. And so bringing that, I think, is also a big draw for the team. Anyway, so shall we? So there's a career mode. I've touched on the licenses. I played it the other day just a little bit. It's all right. It's okay. It's very Gran Turismo, and that's never a bad thing. And so I think for people who don't know a lot about racing, you know, doing the licenses is definitely a good way to go. I did find it maybe, I guess it's super realistic, and versus Gran Turismo is almost realistic. You know, it's a dangerous thing to say because a lot of people, like me in the past, have said Gran Turismo is a real driving simulator, and it's like then you play something like iRacing, you go, oh, okay, it's a little bit dialed back. But here it's quite punishing. It's quite hard to even do basic things. So yeah, check it out. But for us today, we're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna just hit to the open, and there. Look how long that took to load. Right? Took forever to load. And I'm just going to shoot straight with you. If we just go here to video, I'm running low resolution. I mean, that's high for some people, but that's not my native. And I mean, vertical sync is off. And I think if I turn on full screen, it might run a little bit better. But look at that. Very low. Very low. Okay, it's terrible. And like Assetto Corsa, the previous version, I ran it on high spec, and it looked better than this game, and everywhere, and it ran at like 100 frames per second. So it's just part of this, you know, pre-release, you know, version that you have it. But look, they've put in some good stuff. There's still a lot to do, but in the vehicle department, there's a lot. And especially the fact that they've got the car that I used to own. I'll put up a video of it one day on one of my streams. I used to own a Honda S2000, and I put in a K&N full air induction kit, so it sings all the way at 9,000 RPM. That's the interior of the car. That's what it looks like. Very famous push-button starter, digital rev counter. You like quite low, your legs quite high, and just one of the best cars ever. But in the vehicle hub, so far, not too bad. You start seeing brands that you like, you know. So, you know, as an example, here is the car that I used to own, right? It looks pretty average on a game, but trust me, in real life, it's much, much better. But it's also, those who know, they know. Those who don't know go, is that an MX-5? And they should just keep quiet. But yeah, some really good stuff. You know, the GTA M is one of the most beautiful sedans on the planet, but obviously the Giulia Sprint GTA is also amazing. There's some really cool rest mods of that. Very crazy, the Turbo Evoluzione. And then they are Italian, I believe, so they wanted to put this in. Fine, there's Alfa Romeo Jr. Audi, very average stuff right now. Like great, RS6 Avant, it's not a track car, this is a racing game. RS3 Sportback, it's a four-wheel drive car that understeers, it's not a track car, but I guess they want to represent. Alpine, very cool. This car is very good at track racing, and this is fun. I'm not going to go through all the cars, but then you get to stuff like Ferrari, and you know, this is worth the money you paid already. Just that, all right? Just being able to drive this, the past season's Formula One car. It might be full of water, but it's there. This car I've taken for a spin multiple times, and it's one of the most crashed cars I've ever driven, and I'm even including the X car from Gran Turismo. It's just, when the boost comes on in a normal F40, it's a very dangerous thing, but in this thing it's even more, and I enjoy turning the boost up to 100%. It's wild. Then this just sounds, I'm going to definitely take this for a spin later. Really cool, but also really cool. Even just the 296 GTP is really nice. And yeah, it just goes on and on and on. You know, I know you guys are probably standing and going, please just play a game. Classic, the Evo 2, GT2, and of course Porsche is well represented. You know, I've got a GT3 Cup ready to go. And so the cool thing is when you select them, you can then add them to your cars list. And what is also quite impressive is it's not just adding them to your car list, but you can customize them and quite in detail. All right, like I'll show you very quickly. Like if you open up, you know, my 296 GTB, you can go to customize, and this is where it's really good. I think they're sort of leaning into the, you know, Gran Turismo thing where you can do a lot of bespoke customizing to your car spec. And so have a look at this. Look at all the options that you've got on exterior, interior. You can choose the color of the horse on the as a Cavalloni. Anyway, you can choose the color of it over there. You can choose your wheels. Do you want to go carbon or not? But yeah. Oh, Sebastian says I'm going to watch the highlights. I'll be right back. Yeah, man, go check it out. It's you're featured all over it. So yeah. Anyway, very, very cool. You know, I think when it reaches like a final release version, well, yeah, I guess there's some truth to that. When it gets its final release 1.0, we'll dive back into this and look around and see how it rolls. But I'm impressed with it so far in that regard. But okay, let's go. BMW. Yes, I've got a 3CL and a white-ish M3 Evo, but baby. And I've customized it. You'll see the yellow running lights are my design, and I like the semi-white silver wheels. Yeah, she's a honey. But also I found in its base setting for the Nürburgring, it's really good. So yes, we will take that. All right, enough. Shall we get our feet dirty? Cool. All right. So we'll head down here. So Spotify drops out for that, so I'm going to pause that. And we'll get ready to take it for a spin, shall we? Now, a really cool thing about this game I've also found is that you have this capability for it to, you have to start your car, and for that there is a button you can push that does it automatically, but I recommend having it turned off, because it's quite nice that every time you start, you've got to turn on the ignition, start the car, and get that sensation. And then in some tracks like this one, you've even got to put on your pit speed limiter, because if you drive too fast in the pits, or in this case in a public parking area, then you know, you get into trouble and the game will refresh you. So yeah, let's go and check it out. So we're in IM3. I'm just gonna give it a go. I haven't done much configuration yet. All right, just want to quickly have a look. Just want to check something. I'll be right back. Ah, there we go. And yes, we've got our foot cam up. And just as fun, something I've been sort of running on other streams is my heart rate monitor. So very simply, I've got my Apple Watch on and it's sending my heart rate to the sky, and then it's right there. And so I enjoyed it because it's sort of, it gives you another connection to how I'm feeling emotions. And that's, I mean, cheesy for me, I guess, but maybe some people find it cool. But especially in moments, I think in racing where you crashed or you're about to crash or something and there's a little bit of poop that comes out, I think it's worth seeing. Okay, so here we go. So firstly, ignition is on, and then here we go. There we go. Woo. Wow. Very, very nice. And then, yeah, you've got to enable your pit limiter, and so now I can't go faster than the required speed. And so here's the fun thing about this, okay? So this is the real Nürburgring parking lot, or the Nordschleife parking lot, put it that way. Quite hard to see over this bonnet, but I guess that's kind of real, so if I did crash into something, that's the way it is. But yeah, this is a big tourist center with a restaurant and everything, and so this car park will usually be packed with race cars, sorry, road track cars, you know. So you always see the videos, you're like Misha and the team, like it's just GT3s and M3s and all kinds of cool cars. I actually wanted to go and drive the track. I paid for everything, was ready to go, and then old COVID rules changed because it was already a COVID period, and they said that if you don't have a permanent living area in Germany, you are not allowed to be in it, and so I had to leave the country. So thank you, COVID, for ruining that, but hey, one day we'll go back for sure. Anyway, so we'll just take a leisurely drive out. Now, of course, this is sim, and so what that means is if your tires are cold, it's like driving on ice. And this is how it will be in the real Nordschleife Touristenfahrten, is you basically have to drive through these cones, and then once you cleared it, then you can accelerate. There we go. Again, this, oh, the graphics are just poor, and the refresh rate is poor. That's a good. Now I'm just doing a nice little drive warm-up. I haven't played it at all today, so it's just good to feel the settings. Now, good thing is about this game, I shouldn't call it a game, is they simulate very well car settings. So for instance, in this car, I've got traction control. So right now, traction control was quite high. And, you know, I'm against traction control. I love playing without traction control, but the reality is that's what they actually race with in real life these days. So they do have traction control, but they know it's not good. They turn it up when situations are treacherous, tires are not warm, and things like that. But you also have ABS. Whoa. Wrong button. So you can see here, I can adjust my ABS level, which is very useful because some cars didn't have ABS, and it's a nightmare. You put your foot on the brakes and you just go sliding off the track. Alright, cool. What I'm going to maybe do is just sit a little bit up. No, I can't do that. Okay, fine. I'm sure there's a button for that, because I really can't see the track. Hang on. Hold tight, team. Do-da. Camera up is numpad 8. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a little bit better. This is where Jan Mardenborough went off the track, unfortunately. A few people died that day. And so keep your eyes on a couple of things. So let's see, the volume is probably quite high. So let's just bring it down just a notch. There we go. And so keep your eyes on the tires. You'll see as I'm going around this corner, they're going to start changing color. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is the Foxhole. So I am on cold tires, but I'm going to smash it through it here. Look at this. That's 260 that I last checked, 270 basically. And then the very dangerous corner, and then you shouldn't clip that inside curve. That's the Foxhole. And I wasn't even pushing it there. And remember, this is a GT3 car. Like, you'll see with the Ferrari F40, I'm doing 300 when I hit the compression. And then you immediately have to get on the brakes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just do one lap of this track, and then we'll actually go onto an online server and just do the same, basically. It's nice when there's other people around. Except for if they're Formula 1 cars, that's quite annoying. So people will take a Formula 1 car around this track, which is fun, but in a multiplayer setting, it means that when you're cruising with a real car, and then all of a sudden, here comes a Formula 1 car at 3-4 times your speed, they don't see you and they just crash into you. I was on a really good lap once and a guy just out of nowhere just came up at like 320 and I was doing 250 and he just crashed into me. But listen to this, there's sections where the sound gets better, and that's, I think they're testing that. It's very cool. So far I think audio is pretty good, and you can adjust things individually. That whistle that you hear, that's the carbon ceramic brakes. Well, I think it's carbon ceramic. Well, carbon is what they run in Formula 1, so... I don't imagine they run steel brakes in GT3, that would be crazy. Oop. I have found that this game is quite realistic. Well, I mean, obviously that's the whole goal. Realistic on how the car moves in an oversteer environment. But yeah, it can catch you out very quickly. Welcome to the carousel, the destroyer of carbon fiber. And I'm still not pushing, but have a look at the tires. They're sort of like getting there. This is my favorite section of the track. This thing rides the curbs really well. So obviously they've gone, I think, for the Nürburgring suspension on default. I haven't tweaked the suspension at all. YouTube corner. The last time I played this track was with the F40, so it's strange to have a car that you can actually floor it without fearing of death, and real aerodynamics working. The force feedback's pretty good as well. I like it. Now, see, this is how it is in real life. In real life, everybody comes out, they get a little bit of speed, but it's not the actual straight of the real racetrack. So it's at this point where you'll be getting warnings to start slowing down, and that's because the straight does not continue. You actually have to turn in, and in the Assetto Corsa, you have to enable your pit limiter as well. There we go. 60 kph. And then you just casually turn into a parking lot and park your BMW M3 GT3 EVO. Just like that, and then turn off your car. That simple. Cool. Cool. So, yeah, like I said, we'll do the exact same, but we'll just go and do it in an online lobby because it's nice as you're driving around, have a bit of cars around and things like that. But yeah, tell me what you think so far. Something that you would enjoy playing yourself? Right. Let's go back to the main menu. It's nice to just drive it a little bit. I don't even know what my heart rate was there, but it will go up, especially with that F40. Good gosh, that thing, you'll see it is just on another level. Okay, so we're going to go multiplayer. Oh, actually, let's, yeah. So you just go to server list. And then you wait for it to load. You know, we've got Spotify at this point. Yes. Okay, and so team seems to do this. So it just says server unresponsive. But what you can do is you can just go, so only track cities that are available. And then what we're looking for is a tourist in Faaaaanks. And then you're going to try and find one that's got people in it. So Assetto Corsa track tools #1, Nordschleife track day, no F1, clean drivers. There's a Discord track day. There's a lot of people in this one, so it looks fun. So let's see. So eligible cars. Okay, well in that case then cool. Let's join it. Hopefully I am welcome. Oh, steering wheel's just panicking for some reason. That's something I found with this game is that when it turns off, the steering wheel just goes it just freaks out for a bit. Oh, Sebastian, I didn't even see your comment. Sorry about that. Sebastian says, I'm back. Had so much fun yesterday. Same here, man. Like I said, keep an eye out on that schedule. Before you know it, we will be playing again. All right. Cool. So now we're in a public setting, so now we have to behave ourselves, I guess. So, ignition. Car starts. Pit limiters on. And I should put it in gear, but probably good I didn't because Mr. Lotus is... anyway, I find this quite funny. Whoa. Oh, we got an M4 behind us already. Okay. Oh, jeez. Why would you park yourself in the middle of the frickin' road? What a twat. Now, we have a guy behind us, but I'm just gonna do things at my own pace for now. We'll go into it soon. Ooh. I easily could have made that turn. I just stopped. Jeez, look how bad the quality of that mirror is. Jeez. I can't even see the guy in my mirror. I think that's flat. Foxhole. And then in the dip, and then short. Such a hard part, this. You gotta be patient. You can make up time in other places. Rebel Tree, we salute thee. Keep clipping, I'm still not in the groove with the steering. We'll get there, you gotta warm up. Just like last night's Rocket League stream, you gotta get into it. And again, this is an untuned car. It's as it comes from the factory. Ah, he's back. Trying to use that arrow to just push the car down a little bit more through that corner, so carry momentum instead of slowing down too much. I did want to have a bit of a gap to the guy behind me because otherwise he could fall into my slipstream here. He's there. I can see a pixel. Ooh. Just 101 hard right, come on. But it is realistic how you can basically not see the front of the car. That's how they play it in real life. They sit so low in the car. Oh, the refresh rate is terrible. YouTube corner, go check it out. Auto addiction. Can't see shit. Oh, sorry team, I just realized I never changed the view to the pedal cam. Sorry. And it's really hard in this section to try and look down at an iPad to do this. And so the timing here works from bridge to gantry. So there's not the same line that you go over when you finish your lap. And so you'll see the time, 26 minutes something, will stop now. We seem to have lost our buddy. We had that crazy thing happen to us at the start, so I'm okay with that. Now that our tires are warm, I think we'll get straight into it, and we'll also bring our traction control down a little bit. Okay, so hopefully now our time will be a little bit better. Tires are warmer. I'm feeling a bit better as well. So here we go. Oops. Trust it. Trust it. Still not on the limit? But getting warmer. Ooh, bit wide. Oh. You might not have noticed that, but it got loose just as it went over the crest. Okay, here's a slower car, so just gotta be careful as we overtake. Please stay on the outside. Please stay on the outside. Shoo! I actually have a button I can push to put on my blinkers. I just can't remember where it is right now. Ooh, at S2000 and NSX. That's a good battle. We'll do that later. Cool. These guys are well-mannered. Well done. That must have been so cool from their angle. You can go through there a little bit faster. Ooh. Tires are now nice and warm, all around. Oop, touch the grass a little bit. That's not a healthy idea. Gotta be a bit wider on that entry. Such a crazy corner this. I imagine doing this in real life at full speed. It'd be balls. So hear how the sound changes here? They're trying something different, I think. Sounds like there's a hole in my exhaust. So it's like it's echoing back. I like it. That is such a dangerous hill because you're offloading your rear wheels, and so it's so easy to spin there on that uphill. Well, you're overloading your rear wheels, sorry. Plus, I think your inside rear wheel, because of the angle you're coming out, has got less pressure, and so you just tend to just spin out. Seen that a lot in the Nürburgring videos you watch. Can probably take that flat if you really want to. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, that wasn't good. I was very casual there on the speed. YouTube corner. Very dangerous corner, that too. That's why it's called YouTube corner. Well, no, that's why it has become YouTube corner. It's because that's where people crash a lot, so they put cameras there. Whoa, game lag massive at the worst point. Heel low, okay. Whoa! Ah! Damn it. Concentrating on low fuel in one of the most dangerous parts of the track. Good save, though. What's the heart rate now? It's creeping up. Tires are letting go there, I think. Damn, I thought it was going to be on for a good time there, but... yeah, I had a bit of a scrappy into that because I started thinking about other stuff, but... yeah, that was worse than the first. Are you kidding me? Imagine hearing this thing in real life, just coming down in the tourist and Faaaaanks section. Look at all the M3s. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's where it gets a bit messy, so let's just have a look. Yeah, right, can't see shit. Hopefully there's no car here. Okay, so we got an RS3, an RS6, a couple of M3s. Okay. Whew. Wow, okay. That was, yeah, that was a bit touch and go there one moment. Now, something I haven't really tried out much, let's see, is you can hit replay. Okay. I've never used it, so let's see how that works. Oh, yeah. Works really well. I mean, the fact that it loads so quickly is very impressive, and I wonder that if that's maybe what's happening to the performance. But this is good because, man, I overtook this NSX like a freaking madman. I put all my trust in him. If he just slightly moved over to the right, he or she, we would have hit. Look at this. There was full trust. Yeah. It seemed closer in my mind. Oh, looks so good. This, when the graphics are running smoothly, I think will be the shizzle-manism. But man, the graphics look shite. Like, seriously, all the other racing games I play, it's at full, not full graphics, hang on a minute, but looks super, super, super good. I should be running basically like PlayStation 5 Pro kind of graphics, and for it to be this bad at such a low, anyway. Enough complaining. What I want to do now is go towards the end and see how quickly that loads. That's impressive, but that's making me think this is maybe why the graphics is running so slow, because it's running at the same time. Sorry, I only saw you comment now, Sebastian. Do you know when you can play Rocket League? Dude, as said, just check out my schedule, man. Maybe Sunday. Maybe Sunday. We'll see. Again, I'm super keen to play with you, but I'll let you know. Just join me on Discord. That's the best thing to do. There's where I made my mistake. It was just a stupid mistake. I just got very nonchalant about that very tricky corner. And this is the thing about the Nürburgring. You have to be 100% focused the whole time. And if you're talking, like I am, while you're driving, now and then you have to think about what you're talking about. And it's especially when you say something that you go, oh, actually, man, that's not right. Or maybe I need to adjust something. Your brain switches focus from this to talking, and then bang. I'm going to go sleep soon, 3 a.m. here in Florida. Hey, man. Enjoy the Florida. Sweet dreams, man. No, seriously, thanks again for last night. It was epic, epic, epic. We'll catch up soon. But yeah, if you join the Discord, I'll let you know. By the way, what did you think of the highlights? Did you enjoy it? Was it well edited, do you think? That was almost a colossal cup. Yeah, and then here I don't know, I feel like I was braking enough, so that's why I said I think the tires are going, but I don't know what compound these tires are. Okay. Okay. Yes, it was awesome. Oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Make sure to hit a comment in there or something. It feeds the evil algorithm. Not the evil. It is just an algorithm. So one thing I want to do here is just at least bump up the mirror detail, because, man, it's terrible to not be able to see at all what's in the rear view mirror. So, and then let's just bump that up to medium. Again, I'm shocked. It's pretty village, the graphics. Look at it, it's still loading. It's jank. Resume. Best highlights I've seen in a while. Whoa, well, there we go. If you're watching this, I mean, obviously he's got a reason to say that because of the fact that he starred in it. But yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. So head over to well, I've posted it on all my socials, so you should be able to just click a link anywhere. But yeah, anyway, don't head over now. Enjoy the stream first. Okay, so I think we'll head out. We'll do another couple of laps just for sniffs and giggles. Right now we're ranked 6th. Okay, actually, let's have a look here. Can we extend that? So first, I would imagine that's an M1, but is it only 2.9 seconds? I can easily get that. I mean, I'm still very tentative in many of the things I'm doing. 2.9, I should be able to get that. Okay. Problem is my car's now damaged, so I go back to the pit lane and that will then reset. Ah, beautiful. Okay, so M3 GT Evo at the top. My time has been reset for some reason, 6:28, and I know mine was a 6:33, 6:32, something like that. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. Can't wait to play it again. Yeah, we will do. Have a good one. Sleep, sweet dreams. Have an amazing 2026. And so I love this part. Like, just have a look around, man. Just like people just having fun like they would in real life. Hang on, I can change the views, I think. I'm just scared to push the wrong buttons and cause all kinds of crazy things to happen. And so I can imagine just like friends hooking up, room chat, give me a couple of minutes, I'll give it another run. This is my lap. I'm going to go for a cool down, fun though. And so you can meet people and just cruise with them. We'll do that just now with the F40 for sure. But let's go one more time. Oh, pit limiter off, pit limiter on, thank you. And just go for a spin. let's be a bit more risque. Tires will be cold, so we have to remember that. Now I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, so I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to do a lap, get the tires hot, and then go for the send. Because I think also the traction control settings have reset. Traction control still on 2. See if I can do this flat. No. Maybe with hot tires. Maybe with hot tires I could. Or maybe just a little lift. Oh, I'm watching my ABS levels instead of the track. Oh, flat in 5th? Okay. Okay, so what is this? TC2, ABS 3. See if we can catch that Dallara. It's really fast in the straight. But I should have it in the medium speed corners with aero. Even though that thing does create a sensational amount of aero, it would not be on racing slicks. Ooh. So easy to get it on the grass there. Really need to stop flipping that curb on the way into that crazy section. Oh, come on, man. He's actually weaving? I mean, I've got video evidence. Jeez, what a look. Problem is now my car's got damage. Front lip, which will be aerodynamic issues. The one thing I think they can enable for tourist and Fahrten for race cars is tire warmers. Okay, we should catch that Dallara in this section here. Full oversteer. Well, not full, but That guy's really good. Seriously, that guy in the DeLorean. Blind faith, that corner. The Delara will be much faster in a straight line. It doesn't have limits on aero engine performance. It's 2 gears down, damn it. Well done to the Delara, man. That's impressive. But the way that guy's driving, he can take top spot with a non-GT3 car. That's impressive. Yeah, check, he's second fastest. Okay, I'm gonna go into the pits and I'm gonna try and figure out which buttons again for right, left. Oh god, I did 40 sniffing up my bottle. Do you want to see acceleration? Watch this thing go. He's actually pushing me. It's quite funny. Thanks, bro. Okay, now we got warm tires, splitter damage, but yeah, many things I'd like to say, and I had to stop myself from saying them. Yeah, not cool. That's a funny thing, when you're on a stream, you want to say something and then, Okay, this time I'll put us in the right camera mode. Let's go. Oh, so tricky getting out there with a GT3 car without scraping the lip. Okay, there we go. Mic is good. Pedal cam's there. All right, here we go. ABS down. Traction control. Yeah, here we go. Bit of traffic, but that's part of the fun. Just gotta remember those tires are cold. Those cold tires. Well, I think those cold tires. Maybe it's just a... Well, they look warm, so let's tap off and... trust the system. Ooh. I think if you really got it dialed in, that's flat. Anyway. Foxhole has a yellow flag. I think somebody just parked it somewhere around here. I've seen them do before. I don't like that sequence. And if you don't like it, you need to practice it until you like it. That's a good tip. Whew. Hear that audio change? I think they're just testing it because it sounds very odd in just that section. Okay, so far so good. Deep breaths. Slow it down. Think ahead. Now, take a look at the speed as we sort of hit the aerodynamic sort of wall. Our drag is now too much. Watch what happens just now when we take the F40 up this hill. I think I hit a 300. It's insane. Whoa, 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 whoa! Ah, bugger. That was, strange. This is all because I'm stupid and dialing the traction control down to 1. So I want to prove something. Very scrappy through there. Oh, turned in a bit early. Ooh. Had a bit of oversteer to deal with. Mid-corner oversteer. Are you kidding me? Woo! Yes, people. Yes, yes, yes. Print that. And I mean, I even had a little mistake, and again, there's like another 5 seconds in it. Whew. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is awesome. So there we go. I'm proud of that time. It can, like I said, there's definitely a lot more in that. But yeah, we managed to do it. We got an ace in the Foxhole, I suspect. Right, so let's have a look. 626. Our nearest competitor is, let's see here. You see, that's for me a strange thing. Like, can I make this bigger? Like, oh, there we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, so Christian, very good. 2 seconds ahead of him. That guy in that Delara, again, considering that's a road car with no slicks, that's impressive. Like, really impressive. So, yeah, and I also felt that I deserved to park like most BMW people would park, which is over 2 lanes. Just jokes. I can't wait to have my own M3 or M4. I think, oof, which one, the M3 or M4? The thing is of course, the real difference is the fact that one is 2 doors, one is 4 doors, and I think it's so cool to have 2 doors. And how often, like if you have family of, 4 or something like that, yes. But then again, just still use the M4 and just, get something else for when you do family trips. Like when I was living down in Christchurch, I had an S2000 as my sports car, and a Honda, I'm a big Honda fan, a CRV as my daily. And so when we go camping, road trips, whatever, it's a CRV. But if it's like a weekend blast away, just have some fun, S2000. Okay, let's take a step out of here. Let's go back to the pit lane. Now, one thing I would hope for them to be able to do is that you can change your car in the actual game, Like, why do I need to quit to change my car when I've just loaded from there to there? Even if it brings up a little loading screen, all good. But anyway, okay, so we will quit. And what's the time looking like? That's pretty good. Shall we go full hog and see if I can get my heart rate going and crash an F40? I think so. Hey, we've got a couple of people watching on Twitch. Yo, what's up? Drop a comment. It'd be nice to hear from you guys. Definitely, if you're interested in this sort of stuff or any other stuff, give me a follow. It's going to help me get to that next level where we can turn up the bitrate. Just like I hope that eventually Evo will be able to turn up the bitrate. See what I mean? Like, is it really necessary for me to go all the way here to do this? Anyway, drive, multiplayer, server list, then wait. Maybe there is a place you can change it, I just don't know about it. But hopefully there's spot open in that server. It's nice to have a full server. You do that, and which one was it? Let's do that. Sort by amount of people. You see, bang, where's that server gone? It had almost 30 people in it. You kidding me? That's rubbish. And it seems like you always have to hit refresh when you come in to get the real shizzle. Like what's that about? I was just in it. Anyway, Ace Down Under, track day, 7 people in it. There's no rules, so the problem is there's probably going to be people with Formula 1 cars. Italians are welcome. Oh, that's funny. I wonder if it's Italians referring to Formula 1 cars. Maybe that's the strat. Now, I'm not going to forget this time. We're in. How's that pedal can looking? Yeah, it's looking pretty good. By the way, the camera that this is on is like one of those really, really cheap streaming cameras with the LED lights in the round circles. So that's why there's a little bit of light down there. Again, like, you know, I look at people like Jimmy Broadbent and I just, you know, admire his equipment. And he's not hardcore flashy. Like, that's the thing I love about Jimmy Broadbent. He's all about having fun, you know, just being a good guy, but also he's really, really good at stuff. You know, he's won real world Nürburgring races, so Nordschleife races, so damn. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got a bunch of people in GT cars and then me in an LM. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my beautiful F40 GTLM. This thing is nuts, like nuts. Okay, but we're gonna give it a go. Here we go. Start her up. Ooh. Now, I turned the volume down so you can at least hear me talk a little bit, but for this car, you don't really need to hear me, and I'll be screaming as well because it's full volume in my ear. The sound of this thing is probably one of my highlights of this game. Okay, hopefully that's not too loud. I'm seeing it sort of peaking at the red, so let's do that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this car doesn't have traction control. What it does have is a boost gauge, which I have to just quickly go to settings, if I remember this correctly, and I have to go to controls, and I have to go manage presets, and I've got to go F40, which I think is well done to Assetto Corsa for making this that easy. All right. There we go. And so you can see now I can turn up my boost level. Let's see, there's no other settings. I just wanted to see which one is my emergency lights. Was it this one? There we go. So, you know, it's good to have good etiquette when you're at the tourist in Faaaaanks. Okay. Bit limiter is... oh. Okay, so what we're going to do is turn her around like a gentleman. Okay. Oh, this thing is nuts. Okay, so what we'll do is we do what we usually do when we're trying to wait for somebody to have a bit of fun with. So we stop here, and then I push my warning lights, and so basically when people come out, they'll see me parking, and then I'll follow them. Anyway. Okay, so boost, we will start at turbo level 50. No, 60 is the lowest, I think. Yeah, 50 is the lowest. Okay, cool. And remember, there's no traction control. And I usually never drive with traction control, but this thing is nuts, and listen to it. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna crash a lot. Enjoy. And so there's a section, you'll see the boost suddenly come up. It's here. So you're always trying to maintain, like in corners, not getting into the boost. But the car is very light. And there's no ABS, so you'll see me cadence braking method a lot, especially when it locks up. So cadence is basically look at my brake foot, doing that. like braking, letting go. How insane is this? So wheel lockups is going to happen a lot. And I think with 100% boost, which is this, ooh, cold tires still. 100% boost, we'll be able to beat the GT cars at this time. Because look at that, 300 kilometers per hour. Come on, stick. Stick is just an assault on the senses. Anyway. Now I have turned up the volume of my other sounds here. Here the turbo wastegates is really loud. But I like that. That's part of the charm. And yes, Ferrari had a F40 turbocharged a long time ago. Same with the 288 GDO, which is basically the original F40. Cadence braking. When that boost comes on, it is so addictive. Seriously. And remember how I was talking earlier about how dangerous that corner is? There's an example of that. Watch it spin. This thing in second, you cannot open it up. See, I had to get out of the throttle there. I think if I had the ability to turn that knob specifically, if it only had like 5 clicks, I could use it as a form of traction control. Like basically dial it to 50 in the sharp corners and then dial it up to 100 when we hit the uphill. Oh, I was trying to look at my speedo. Actually, now I think about it, I've got a speedo right in front of me, so why do I look at the one on the bottom right? What I do like about this car is you're able to brake into the corner, so you can use the car's momentum with the engine being behind you to turn the car. But that was rubbish. I do want to look at the gearing of this. Because I think we don't need this long gears, which means we can stay in the boost, crazy as it is to say, for longer. This thing is nuts. That was stupid. I braked at the point where the M3 brakes, the M4. But that's cool, now you get to see destruction physics. So, see how the bonnet starts to flap up the faster you go? And then when you brake? I like that, that's pretty good. Oh, I like crashing a freaking F40. Sorry, I'm really not concentrating. Watch the speed, even broken, and it's leaning to the left. Look at my steering wheel. Easy 300. We're second, and I wasn't even trying. We're gonna easily go first. Right. Interesting that you have to come to a dead stop. You're splitting those, but I mean, let's actually give this a proper go now. Okay, just want to do something on another screen here. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's give it a go. We're on 100 boost and cold tires, that's dangerous. And now we got a race. Boost, cold tires. Doesn't like the bumps as much, the whoa! M3 and 4 does. Let's go. Flat. Oh, the closing speed on whatever that is going to be scary. We got lucky there, but he was all over. Like, come on, look in your mirrors. And realize you're the slower car. Foxhole. 300, bingo. That was Tokyo Drift. Don't know why I upshifted that, I was stupid. I had to just check that I'm on the right camera. Sorry, team. Oh, this guy's just parked here. That's annoying. By the way, I actually hit the rev limiter on purpose sometimes. Because upshifting at certain points is dangerous. Cadence braking again. Such a bumpy section, and to do it in the boost of this car. Locked up, missed the carousel. That's gonna cost a few seconds. This thing sounds amazing. Of course it does. It's an Italian game, isn't it? That's for YouTube, that. Funny, considering I'm streaming on YouTube. YouTube Inception, maybe? Whoa! That was a shortcut and a half. Didn't want to hit boost as I'm in that turn. 636. Think about what I got with the GT3 EVO, and there I wasn't even flat out. And here, me. I actually want to try and reverse into that first place spot. Can't see behind me. How close am I to that? Wow, okay. One small mistake there. That was it. But other than that, ran pretty smoothly. Was pretty good. Yeah, so tell me what you think of that. Like, not what you think of me, but just this freaking absolute weapon of a freaking car. Like, again, I can see that this Assetto Corsa EVO is shaping up to be something special. I can see it, honestly. Like, even just looking at the shoes, the pants, this guy's not in a racer. Usually racing games are all just race suits, obviously, but this is tourist in Faaaaanks, you know. This is, so they've thought about that, and this obviously means that, like I said at the top of the stream, we're going to at some point be able to drive out of that gate over there and then drive for kilometers in every direction in winter and in summer, and there's going to be car clubs. And what I foresee, which I'm really excited about, is eventually you're going to have like these I imagine, like, who can get from this point to this point fastest. Like, I mean, obviously it's racing, that's the whole concept of it, but I think that's going to be one of the things. And then I hope there'll be these sort of, technically there's no official timing, but people are going to post like crazy things they do, and you're going to have to drive at points where there are very few people on the road and stuff like that. But yeah, hey, we managed to there we go. To be fair, the times they're setting are not representative, I think, to what this game's capability is. I can imagine, and hopefully they do, similar to Arc Raiders, I hope that they'll actually put in some sort of a like, you can actually proximity chat. So if like I was right next to a car, I could just say, hey, do you guys want to go for a race, you know, or do you want to go for some casual laps or something like that? That'll be cool. Okay, so what's our time looking like? Yeah, we're still tracking all right. So I think what we'll do is we'll do one more lap. Oh, probably want to start it in. Started in, see if anybody wants to go for a race with us. Prey has been identified. Okay, here we go. Oh. I forgot my doors are gone. Yeah, just wants to kill me. Anyway, let's go see if I can catch that Ferrari. He won't expect me to come up from behind like an absolute demon. Or Tokyo Drift. Oh, I need to see that replay. Oh, damn. I tell you what, that is exactly what we need to do. Options, back to pit lane, escape. No, I want to go replay. So let me just remember where that was. Man, this thing is nuts. Look at this. Now, let's just watch this. That sound, and I can't wait to play this with the manual gearbox because yes, I know how to heel and tow. You can see the fear in the driver's eyes. I think it's Supercar Run that owns one of these, and he spray painted it silver. So this is a road car, yo. I mean, it doesn't have a number plate now, but there are people that drive these on the road. Just that wastegate. Okay, so this was lap number 1. Let's watch this. And then he just... I mean, he wouldn't be able to hear his engine above mine. That's how freaking loud this thing is. I almost followed him off the grass. Oof, 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 oof. The amount of poop that came out there, man. Insane. Again, I can be smart. I can dial it down to 50 boost. And I think you can actually set the boost levels in buttons. So I could have like an actual button I can push for minimum boost, maximum boost, so I can flip between them. Because there's so many sections where you just don't need the boost. You're actually staying off throttle to minimize the boost. Whoa, this Audi was just like... Oh, I didn't touch him. I didn't touch him. Hang on. Hang on. Let's just go. Is that 5 seconds back? Yeah, there's the proof. Look. Nope, he just ran out of time. And he should have seen me and heard me coming. Like, you can hear this thing coming at you. Hey, we've got a couple of people joined us on Twitch. Say hi. Chuck in something in the chat. Love to hear where you're from. How was your New Year's Eve? What do you think of this F40? Isn't it just the nuts? Ooh, there's the Tokyo Drift. Hang on. Okay, so let's see. Can I turn off? What's this? Is that record? Be nice if it gave a frickin' description. Yeah, well, actually, now I think about it, I can just hide everything, like so, because I want to get that as a thumbnail for sure. So we'll go back, play. Oh, oof. Yeah, look at that. That was full luck. Look. Oh my goodness. Oh, hang on, what is this? Oh, yes, that's the one, team. That's the one. Just wait for the bar to disappear. Yeah, right. Of course, it's gonna just stay there. Oh, did you... Oh, so if you move it down. Okay, cool. All right, this might crash the game. Let's hope not. Okay, that does seem to work. That's good. Okay, and save. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, just beautiful. Yeah, well, even with the lower graphics, and maybe it's when you stop, it kind of spends a bit of time rendering, which is really nice. And so save. Replay has been saved. Yeah, yeah. And then go back. Was that forward? Yeah. Watch that. Oh, that, my friends, that's the one. Oof. Hang on, let's go back again and then move mouse down. There's no audio, but watch here. So get a turn, understeer, and then it shifts the way to oversteer. Then the front wheels lock, because obviously no ABS. I let go of it and oh man, okay. Ace in the Foxhole, I think this game has got some good chops just because of that. Okay, we'll take it back, and then let's play it at full speed. Here we go. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's go back. Because I need to hide the chat. Oh my goodness. Did you see that? Whoa, 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 whoa. This car is nuts, man. Hang on, let's turn it down. Look at the fire. I mean, it would do that in real life for sure. Well, love it. No, I'm really enjoying this. I'm impressed. Again, this dude's here and it just makes you think twice. Oh, the noise is good. Can't wait to play this manual. Oh my god. Okay, everybody, buy Assetto Corsa EVO just for this car. And learn how to drive it. It's not easy. I did spend a good hour and a half a few days ago. So it's not my first time. Oh, it makes me weak at the knees. Some of you might have grown up like me with an F40 poster in my room. Not this one, of course, just a stock F40. Oh, yeah, that was very sketch. By the way, what do you think of the spec of my car? Like, this is all custom, white, blue stripe, white wheels. Yeah, that was a boo-boo. But again, remember this car's got no ABS, so if you just miss your brake point by, honestly, like a meter, just a meter, that's it. You brake and then you have to brake harder, and the moment that lockup happens, then you're into cadence braking. Boop, 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 boop. And that's then you're not going to hit your apex. Or carousel. I'm going to turn up the volume just a little bit. Watch out with your headphones. Turn it wants to bite every turn, and people race this in period. Are you crazy? Yeah. Shortcut, I think. Was it this time? No. Previous one, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Hey, for those who are watching, if you tell me which car you'd like me to drive, you know, I'm cheap like that. You just tell me which car in the chat and I will drive it. My services are for hire. Here we go, and now it's just flat out. $300, $310, $320. With that back wing, that's how much power this thing is. Ooh-wee. Yeah, one of the all-time greats. All right, we're still top of the charts. There's a couple of interesting things in there. No. Have a look. No representative times, unless that's still refreshing somehow. What's this? Dynamic damping. Oh, cool. Well, that's actually... Oh, I like that. So you can adjust certain force feedback settings and gamepad settings right here. And yeah, okay, those are the things I can tune. All right, cool. That was fun. 636, like I said, I genuinely think you can easily knock 10 seconds off that. Seriously, if you can get your boost right and you change the settings of the car to really give you a hang on, let me just see if I can get a better view. Oh, look at that. Ooh, it is on slicks. There's a Formula 1 car on track. Yes, we will do that, I promise. Hang on a second. At night, that's going to be flames. Oh, man. Okay, this game has got me, man. And look, he's going for the gear knob. One thing that they should have put in is car shimmy. I don't think that's a technical term. But what happens with most cars when you rev it, because of the torque of the engine, it's pushing against the engine mounts basically as it's turning. And so it makes the car kind of, you know, bend to one side. You've seen like big dragsters that like lift one wheel because of that torque. Now, I think that's also with the drive shaft turning the actual tires, but yeah, don't quote me on that, but I do think. And there you go, and that's a beautiful helmet. That's what I would get. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. All right, cool. That was fun. Now, let's go and get something else to drive. Yes. Main menu, please. Yeah, I'm genuinely enjoying this. Like, last night's stream was on another level epic, but this is just... That's a different kind of just amazing feeling you get. I really like it. Obviously, I've been playing racing games for years. Okay, right. Oh, and let's put a bit of music in there. There we go. Multiplayer. Oh, no. First thing we want to do is vehicles. My cars. Oh, I love the S2000, but I guess we peaked with Ferrari now. We can't go back to something slower. We will have to go for something faster. That's it. 2004, one of the most dominant Formula One cars in history. Michael Schumacher. They put treads in the tires. You notice the slicks on slick. They put treads in them because they wanted to slow them down. They were just breaking records. These cars had traction control in them. The technology was off the scale. And if you see this versus a 2025 car, it's like 3/4 of the size. 3/4 of the size, 25% smaller. It's, oh, that's a guess. That don't quote me on that either, but yeah. Oh, actually, I want to try something with the microphone because it comes out of nowhere. It looks a bit strange. So if I do that, that looks a little less coming out of thin air. Okay, all right. Let's take my Ferrari for a spin. I will probably spin it a lot. Sorry if I'm pissing any Italians off for that. I've been to Italy, I've been to Maranello, I've driven a Ferrari at I guess I can't say which speed, on the highway, 458 Speciale, one of the most amazing moments of my life, and so I guess that buys me a little kudos with the Italians. There we go. I did hear a Formula One car, I don't see any rules against it, and I was the one that said, you know what, no, I'm not gonna be that guy. I will just do this. Simple as that. You know, if I believe the Formula One car, even though if you did one that you just say only Formula One cars, it's fine. But you see at the speed that I was closing at some people with a GT3 car. And this is twice, maybe even 3 times faster in certain sections. And so you'll just come out of a turn and there's a car and there's nothing you can do, crash. And remember that guy that crashed into the back of me? That was not cool. You know, and so, yeah, we don't want to be that person. So we'll just go for a straight up practice session. To be fair, we've been first in everything, so there's no competition. I'm kidding. I'm not that good. All right. Formula One car, Nürburgring. Sure. Why not? The tourist in Farton as well. Actually, well, I should have been smart. I should have taken the full GT track layout, which includes part of the Nürburgring race circuit. Anyway. I think I can warm up my rear tires though. Okay, so here we go. Traction controls on 5, but let's turn things on. Beautiful steering wheel. Oh. Now I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit more, so if you're on headphones, be warned, but I guess this is peak car noise. Nice angle. Ah, I like that angle. That's pretty freaking... The only thing that is the fact that the arms are completely independent from the body. A little bit. You see how weird it looks? It's like they're not connected. This is nitpicking. Oh, look at that aerodynamics. It's so good to be able to actually look at these in close so you can see how smart. Look at that carbon fiber wheel cover. That one there. And how they had to make it so that when it turns that it doesn't impede the suspension in any way. Very cool. Oh, imagine lighting that up. Okay. Now you can also go, I guess, to this mode. Because I've got a steering wheel, I don't need to see the steering wheel. If you have a really good steering wheel with a heads-up display, or not a heads-up display, but a digital display. Okay, so we're gonna pause the music, put on our feet. By the way, if anybody's asking, I've got a G923, the PlayStation version. Pretty standard entry-level equipment, but honestly, I swear by that. I used to run a G27 for years. Even after PlayStation 4 didn't allow it anymore, I found some unique ways to make it work. Yeah, Logitech, out of the box. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive. Like this, like you can buy a shifter for the same price as the whole setup in certain cases. Anyway, let's take it for a drive, shall we? Of course, because it's a Formula 1 car. It's got the turning circle of a bus. There we go. All right, here we go. Trust me, it sounds better when you get up the range. Now there is traction control, I don't see ABS. Oh, actually no, think about it, hang on. That was going to be something I would figure out very quickly, is manage presets, load. Cool. That will enable me to, again, adjust traction control. There we go. We'll keep it there right now. Cold tires in a Formula 1 car is deadly. Look, see? That was at, it's like, what, 50 kilometers per hour? At least you can see better with this car. Problem is this game, because it's running so badly, and I'm hitting new areas so quickly, it keeps like flickering like that. Oh, it's terrible. I didn't crash it, but it was damn close. It is a downforce car, it doesn't like to go slowly, so I should be able to go flat through here without hitting the curb, hopefully. I didn't have the balls, we'll get there. This should be flat as well. Ace in the Foxhole, here we go. Oh, this is so nice. Okay, I suspect we can take this part flat here. Let's try it. Ooh, that was on the limit, I think. Considering the tires are still warming up. Time to scratch your nose with this thing. Okay, this might be flat. I'm going to keep it in third and see. Yeah, I think you can go fourth there. So this is always cider lap. She doesn't like to go slow. Again, I think Assetto Corsa needs to have the option in the tourist environment Well, actually, you know what? You wouldn't drive this on a tourism farm, so never mind. But to be able to have tire warmers, because this car would have semi-warm tires. Wouldn't be ice cold, ice cold. She really doesn't like going slowly. See how she does on the carousel. Formula 1 car doesn't like a carousel. I don't think it was ever designed to do that. I think Sebastian Vettel, when he took his Red Bull around the Nürburgring Nordschleife, he didn't do the carousel. He went around the top, if I remember correctly. Here's Big Bull section. Oh, yeah. That was unfortunate. I'm just trying to warm up the rear tires. See? Yeah, this section I'm just gonna have to be gentle with it until he gets weak, because she needs aerodynamic downforce to do that. But then this section should be black. Just listen to it crash. I wonder if this section's flat. I'm gonna try it. Probably a bad idea, but let's try it. Okay, yeah. That section, just a small tap. Okay. I think we figured it out. Okay. Click. Pit lane limiter on, and I want to which camera was it? Ah, it was that one. Oh, there we go. I like the fact that it sometimes does that. Okay, we've got semi-warm tires. Traction control down to 2. Usually I wouldn't use it, but yeah, this is nuts. Okay, here we go. Balls to the wall. I immediately realized that that was not the breaking point, because before, guess what? I didn't... Oh? Yeah? Why can't I... Hello? I can't drive. The game says nope. See? It doesn't allow me to drive. Is it because I was naughty? Was I naughty? Yeah, do you see? Interesting. The game's literally... Yeah, okay, fine. Clearly it's borked. Again, this is version 0.4. They've got to get to version 1. We'll check out the Assetto Corsa website in a second, because I believe that it's not that far away from the full release. And it's interesting when they do these sort of, you know, testing versions. Like Hades 2 was in open beta, I guess, for a very long time, and the jump that it made from what people were playing to what was released just in a small period of time after they kind of said that's the last update was huge. People didn't expect that, and so of course they're not going to give all the content away, otherwise, you know, people will just walk away from this. Okay. Pit limiters on, and we are going to warm up those tires. a bit better. Don't know what red means, but it's obviously not good. There we go, you can see it's slowly healing itself. I like that, that's really cool. Okay, we're all good, let's do this. Final lap in the F1. Okay, tires seem to be better. And we won't be that crazy with the braking. Cold tires, don't forget. Front tires. Most Formula 1 cars don't like going slowly. Not going to take the max line there. Very satisfying. Tires are warm. I'm going to send it. Easy. Easy flat. 330, 833. Here's the Foxhole. Not going to be that crazy like I did here last time. So hard to avoid the curbs with this thing, and you really should. You can go faster through there, but you gotta warm up to it like Eau Rouge and a Radion. In my opinion, I can have that sound effect, a boost all around the track. It's just beautiful. Bring back the V10s and the V8s. At least the V8s, but we want the V10s. Slower because it doesn't have a suspension really. They have torsion bars. Wasn't sure what speed. This is just the best. Yes. 6:30 was roughly the time. 5:05. Tough turning this car around here, so... There we go. Really want to practice the parking thing because I feel like this is going to be something we do a lot in this tourist in Faaaaanks. It's very tricky though when you have gear buttons on your steering wheel because they get upside down. There we go. Holy cow. That's insane, man. Like, the feeling that I got... Ooh, you know what? Hang on a minute. I keep forgetting. This game's got a really good, in my opinion, quick replay mode. Yeah. Oh. They've done that sound justice. That is insanely beautiful. I would turn on Spotify, but let's just listen to heaven. I'm still very cautious with the cold tires and still figuring out where you can push this. Oh. Sorry, gotta stop making weird noises. So good. Like there's a tear in my eye of happiness. Oh, yeah, okay. And I've played many other games with Formula One cars.